My ex-fiancée claimed she was entitled to half of everything I owned after our breakup, even though we were never married and she hadn't paid a single dime toward our life together. It was laughable, absurd, and then it became real. Court papers, a formal petition, accusations. I never imagined I'd be dragged into a legal battle over my own belongings with a woman. I hadn't even exchanged vows with. My name is Nathan Brooks. I'm 38 and I own a successful construction company based in Charlotte, North Carolina. I built it from the ground up. Late nights, cold coffees, missed holidays. Every dollar in that business came from years of backbreaking work. I met Sophia 3 years ago at a friend's engagement party. She stood out not just for her beauty, but the way she leaned in when I spoke, laughed at the right times, touched my arm like she cared. I thought she saw me not the business owner, not the man with a nice house, but the human being. She said she was an interior designer, jaded by the dating scene and tired of immature men. She wanted someone stable, ambitious, grounded. I didn't see it as a red flag then. I saw it as fate. Truth is, I was lonely. I'd just come out of a long, draining relationship where I'd been betrayed. Sophia felt like a breath of fresh air. She knew the right words to say. Our connection felt effortless. Within 6 months, she was living in my home. I didn't ask her to move and she just started bringing her things over and never left. She'd promised she'd pitch in financially once she secured a major client. That day never came. But I didn't question her. I wanted to be supportive, not controlling. I paid for the mortgage, utilities, food, trips, her car payments, everything. She always had a reason why she couldn't contribute yet. Meanwhile, she was busy curating her Instagram, snapshots of our dinners, my home which she called ours, and gifts I bought. At first, it didn't bother me. I thought she was proud of what we were building. I thought she was proud of me. But something shifted. Sophia became distant, cold, almost performative. She started mocking me in public, small digs masked as jokes, telling people I was just a worker or that my company only looked successful. Because of her design touches, she dressed differently, went out more, hid her phone, kept its screen down. At night, I tried to ignore the signs until one night, I couldn't. I came home early from a job site. Her car was in the driveway. I called her, no answer. Inside, I found her in the kitchen, smiling into her laptop, on a video call with a man I'd never seen before. The way she giggled, twirled her hair, leaned into the screen, it was the same flirtatious charm she'd once used on me. When she saw me, she didn't even flinch. "Don't start," she said flatly. "He's just a friend." "You're being paranoid again. It's exhausting." I didn't argue. I didn't rage or beg or demand an explanation. I nodded, walked to our bedroom, packed a duffel, and stayed at a friend's house for a few nights. That was the beginning of the end. When I returned to speak calmly, maybe find closure, she flipped the narrative. Suddenly, I was the villain. She accused me of emotional neglect, of never supporting her dreams. She claimed she'd put her career on hold to uplift mine despite never once helping with my business in any measurable way. She had never visited a job site, filled out a form, or made a single business call. Still, I ended it, gave her 30 days to leave the house. She refused. Then the text came. She'd spoken with a lawyer, claimed we were common law married, and that she was entitled to half of everything, my house, which I'd owned for 5 years before I met her, my business, my savings, my tools, even my retirement. She wanted half of it all, said she deserved compensation for being a spouse in every way that counted. She filed a formal petition. Her lawyer framed me as a controlling partner who'd exploited her emotional labor. They even pulled her Instagram photos into evidence, arguing that she had enhanced the public image of my business through aesthetic branding. It was outrageous, but they were confident. What they didn't expect was my documentation. I had everything: receipts, dated bills in my name only, texts where she admitted to not having a steady income, bank statements proving that I funded every vacation and expense. Her accounts showed minimal activity. And then came the twist. My attorney uncovered something deeper. Sophia had been quietly siphoning money from a shared Venmo account we used for grocery transactions. She'd been sending herself payments labeled as cleaning, meal prep, And household services over $9,000 in 2 years. I never saw it happening. When we presented this in court, her entire case crumbled. The judge threw out her claims, citing a clear pattern of manipulation and entitlement. He didn't mince words. Sophia left the courtroom red-faced and tear-streaked, not because she was ashamed, but because her scheme had collapsed in public view. She moved out a week later, but not without leaving behind a final blow, a note on the kitchen counter. "You'll never find someone like me again." I remember laughing when I read it. That's the point, I thought. I believed that was the last chapter. But Sophia wasn't done. A week later, she launched a subtle but calculated smear campaign on social media, cryptic quotes about escaping toxicity, captions about healing from narcissistic abuse, photos of herself at locations we once visited. She weaponized implication. Mutual friends began pulling away. Some reached out, quietly disturbed. "I didn't know you were like that," they said. I tried to ignore it until it started hitting my business. A longtime client called me. Directly, his tone was cautious. "Nathan, is everything okay? I've seen some things online. Just want to make sure the rumors aren't true." That's when I realized this wasn't personal anymore. She was trying to destroy my livelihood. I began collecting everything, screenshots of her posts, messages from friends, DMs where she hinted I'd abused her. A subcontractor confessed that she had messaged him, claiming my company was shady and under investigation. She was trying to scare my own people into walking away. I didn't stay silent this time. My lawyer filed a defamation suit. It wasn't about vengeance or money. I just wanted her lies on the record. During the legal proceedings, we uncovered even more. Sophia had forged utility bills to back her initial claim, photoshopping her name onto electric and water bills that were always under mine. This was no longer a civil matter. It triggered a criminal investigation. Fraud, forgery, defamation. When law enforcement got involved, her mask cracked. She left me a voicemail, her voice shaky. Double quotes, "Nathan, please, I never meant for it to get this far. I just felt used, like I wasted my best years on you. Can we settle this quietly?" I didn't answer. Not because I was being cruel, but because I saw her clearly for the first time. Her apologies weren't confessions, they were strategies. Eventually, she took a plea deal, misdemeanor fraud, and a public apology. She was ordered to post a video on the same social media accounts she'd used to defame me. In it, she admitted to lying, fabricating stories, and forging documents. She tried to cloak it in emotional desperation, but no one bought it. Comments poured in. "You tried to ruin a man's life over hurt feelings. You were caught. This isn't remorse, it's damage control." Her online following crumbled. Clients dropped her. Even the people she deceived turned on her. Rebuilding my name took time. But my longtime clients stuck by me. People who knew me, really knew me, never wavered. Slowly, the dust settled. And then life opened again. I met someone new. No fanfare, no grand chase, just a genuine connection. She saw me, not the house, not the company, just a man trying to heal, and she chose me anyway. One rainy afternoon, nearly a year later, I walked past a small cafe in downtown Charlotte. Through the window, I saw Sophia, sitting alone, staring at her phone, eyes hollow. Our eyes met briefly. I nodded once, then kept walking. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure. I had peace, and that was enough.